gathering this evening here to hear the wisdom from His Grace, Braj Mohan Prabhu. Braj Mohan Prabhu is visiting from India. He is a resident monk at Chowpatty, Mumbai. He is a life coach, motivational speaker, mentor at students at IIT Bombay. Also, he graduated from IIT Mumbai. Then he pursued his master's from University of Illinois, Chicago in quantum physics. Thereafter, he decided, before that only determined he wanted to take the path of monk. But, at Chowpatty, there is a rule. One has to work and excel before joining the monastery. So then he joined the monastery there. Prabhu is teaches Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Delivered many seminars on science and spirituality and relationships at prestigious institutions and organizations like MIT, Yale, Intel, Wall Street, TEDx speaker as well. Currently, Prabhuji is traveling in US to share wisdom on Bhagavad Gita. He has written a masterpiece entitled Gita Sutras, a unique presentation on Bhagavad Gita. So we have display books later after the class. If you have an opportunity, please take a look at them. Let's welcome kindly Prabhuji loudly saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Thank you very much, Krishna Keshav Prabhu, and the local leadership here, headed by Jai Sachinandan Prabhu, for inviting me to Portland. Thank you, Damodar Krishna Prabhu, for wonderful kirtan that you led. We'll first offer prayers to the Parampara before we begin. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Rest of it we'll chant together. Rest of the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So at the house of Shweta, which is the who is Sridhar and Mataji's name? Shailaja. Sridhar and Shailaja Mataji, thank you very much.
Hey Sridhar Singham. Singham means lion.
Lion. So at Sridhar Singham Prabhu's house and Shailaja Mataji's house, we all gathered to discuss some Krishna Katha, some Ram Katha. Today is a day before the final match. Today is semi-finals. Today was the war with Kumbhakarna in the Lanka Yudhya. So take one verse from the Bhagavatam. Please repeat after me. Purusho Ramacharitam Shravanairupadharayan Anvrimshamsya Paro Rajan Karma Bandhair Vimuchyate. O King Parikshit, anyone who orally receives the narrations of concerning the characteristics of Lord Ramachandra's pastimes will ultimately be freed from the disease of envy and thus be liberated from the bondage of fruitive activities. So, India and our Vedic culture is a very blessed culture where the Lord's understanding who is the Lord is very elaborately described. And right from childhood, people start to hear about Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, and now people try to hear about Harry Potter, about Avengers, about Hulkman, but we have Hanuman, the original superhero. And today, in the topic that I chose to take is on the life of Hanumanji, strengths and strategies for success that Hanumanji shows in his life. Of course, only some section of that we are going to take today. In India and elsewhere also, Hanumanji people like because of his great power. As soon as children hear about Hanumanji, they want Gada and they want to hit on each other. But along with great strength, he has great intelligence to use that strength properly. And we'll see in the Sundarakanda was the first time that Lord Krishna, or Lord Ram, he meets Hanumanji and is very anxious that where is Sita? And he's so much in no, in separation from Sita that continuously he is not able to sleep. He is angry, he is uttering her names. And Hanumanji being a brahmachari, he was not able to understand that no, how, why is he so much in separation from wife? Because sometimes or most of the times, if wife goes away, the husband is happy that for some time I have peace of mind. But later he may remember about prasad, food, and then he may remember. But it was not the need of the food that was making Ram remember Sita. It was love. And it said that Sugriva finally made a friendship with him, and then he supported Lord Ram that I'll help you in searching. And now those days there was no internet, Facebook, where you could put that lost, this person is lost. So Sugriva had to send troops all across. But Sugriva had detailed knowledge of the entire planet. Because before this, when he was afraid of Vali, he tried to go to many places in fear of Vali when Vali used to chase him. So as he was going around the world, he knew all the geography. So in Ramayana, the entire geography of the world is described. And so then Sugriva, he assigns 80,000 soldiers to go in one direction, some soldiers to go in this direction. But to the southern direction, which was the most probable because Sampati had given that clue that Ravana had taken Sita towards the southern direction. So he calls Hanumanji and he gives him this ring. That is this verse from Ramayana. Dadau tasmai tata prita swanamanka upashobhitam. That Hanumanji is especially trusted by Lord Ram because of his great eagerness to serve and along also his eligibility to serve because he has controlled his senses. He is not swayed by Sugriva by some kind of attraction here and there. And Hanumanji is one of the greatest devotees of Lord Vishnu because he is Lord Shiva himself. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. And Lord Shiva is always eager to serve Lord Krishna, and therefore Hanumanji was chosen. So our acharyas say that, so the task to take that ring and give it to Mother Sita was given to Hanumanji. So that ring represents the service that the Lord gives, the purpose the Lord gives us to live. Because this whole Ramayana is not a story of a wife being lost of a great king and the whole expedition. Ramayana is a story of our own life, that how Sita represents bhakti, Sita represents a jiva. Of course, Sita is directly Lakshmi, but Sita, when she saw the deer, she thought that, I want the deer so that I can take to Ayodhya and I can have nice all the, when you go for a tour, you shop, you get all the best things from different places. So she thought I'll have the best collection from different places. In fact, it is said that there came a time when Lakshmana had so much, all these bags to carry, that when he came to one particular place, that place was earlier used by Rakshasas. So that place had some kind of negative vibrations. Every place has a vibration based on what is used there, what is done there. Therefore, it is said in one book, in Ramayana only. Please chant after me. Katha Ramayanasyapi Nityam Bhavati Yad Grihe Tad Griham Tirtha Rupam Hi Vasatam Papanashanam. Wherever Ramayana is discussed, in that place becomes holy place. And in that place, all types of sinful activities are destroyed. So if you want to have auspiciousness in your home, have satsang as regularly as possible. Then in that place, no kind of evil influences come, and that place actually becomes a holy place. So Lakshman, when he was carrying this, all this Sita Devi's collections, when he came to that place, which was actually Sunda and Upasunda, they were two demons who used to stay at that place. And immediately Lakshman started to get very negative thoughts. He started to think, what am I doing here? I came to, as a gesture, I was not supposed to come, and I came to serve Ram and Sita. And Sita, instead of seeing that I'm doing it as a kind gesture, she is collecting so many goods and I am carrying all this big luggage. And then he kept the luggage there. And then he walked little further, that I'm not going to carry this. And once he left that place, he immediately started to think, why did I get that thought? Sita Devi wants to have the best things for Ram's pleasure. So then again he went and inquired with Lord Ram. Why am I getting such thoughts? I usually don't get thoughts, but only in that place I am getting such thoughts. Then Lord Ram says, the place is the place of these two demons called as Sunda and Upasunda. And they had such a benediction from Brahmaji that nobody in the creation can kill them except each other. Because they were so confident that we are such good buddies, good friends, that we'll never fight with each other. So Brahmaji gave that benediction and they became even more powerful. They started to conquer. That was their main base. And then, Brahmaji suggested to Indra, if you want to defeat them, just send one of your best apsaras there. And he sent Tilottama. And when Tilottama came there in a very attractive gait, as she was walking, both of them got attracted. And Sunda told Upasunda, देख तेरे भाभी आई है. I don't know how many of you understand Hindi. I think kids don't understand. So Sunda told Upasunda, your sister-in-law has come. Mother, I'm going to marry her, your sister-in-law has come. And Upasunda told Sunda, no, 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 no. Your sister-in-law has come. My wife, my fiancé has come. And then started the fight. Who will marry her? And they beat up each other so much that they ultimately killed each other. And Tilottama, she just went there and came back, untouched, but killed 2 people. इसको बोलते हैं ना, लाठी भी नहीं टूटी और सांप भी मर गए.
That is the power of women.
Power of lust, Prabhu, not woman. Power of lust. And Dashara is a festival in which Ram is showing that how destructive can be lust, that because of this one desire to enjoy Sita Devi, Ravana lost his everything, including his 10 heads. So Ravana is a person who has 10 heads but 0 brains. And then also some say, Ravana with his 10 heads, that means each head has 2 eyes. So 20 eyes. With 20 eyes, Ravana had lustful feelings for one lady, Sita. And we destroyed. He was destroyed. What to speak of in Kali Yuga? With 2 eyes, the population now is lusting after different. Whoever you see, you want to enjoy with them. Once a husband was lifting her wife to see the Sita Lanka Dahan. Does it happen here in Portland? That whole Lanka Dahan? Some cities have, even in US, the Ravana, burning of Ravana. Huh? It doesn't happen here. So when he was burning, so he was showing. So somebody said, why are you so eager to show? Saying, why are you after Sita? Take my wife. I am willing to give because this is a trouble for me. So lust is very powerful, and that lust was the cause of Ravana's demise. And if there is anything that we need to carry, is that that's why that prayer in Bhagavatam says, when we hear Ramayana, then our envy, our lust is removed, and because of which is a cause of our bondage, which is the reason why we are staying in this world. So Sita Devi wanted to now also have this golden deer. And it said that in Ramayana it says that she termed that deer as Abhirama. Rama, Abhirama. Abhi means more than extra, like you have extra cheese. So Abhirama means one who is now has become more dear than Ram, or more important. And so much so that Ram was not that willing, but she sent Ram to get the deer. And that's what happens many times, that we get attracted to some things in this world, and then we leave the association, or we send Lord away from and we are not in his protection, the living entities. And then the mind, which is represented by Ravana, comes with its 10 heads. Initially, the mind proposes in a very saintly way. You are reading, you are studying for your exam. the mind will say, you have studied too much. You need 10 minutes break. And seems to be very saintly advice that mind is giving. But then in that 10 minutes, you open 10 different channels, 10 different reels, and then you are somewhere, you are captured, your time is gone. So Ravana, he captures Sita, which Ravana represents mind. He captures Sita, the Jiva, and brings and encages her in Lanka, which is this body. And why are we engaged in this body, bonded in this body? Because we are under the subjugation of our mind. Until we are under the control of the mind, we cannot get out of Lanka, we cannot leave this body. But the soul who is under the subjugation is not happy, because the soul can only be happy with Krishna, with the Lord. I'll show you one small little video. It's a beautiful video. I don't know if volume comes. This is LG.
Đangรู้สึกว่าเราไม่อยากเรียนแม่สงสัยหิวนมลุกใช่แม่เปิดการ์ตูนการ์ตูนไม่แม่ลูกไม่ได้ติดการ์ตูนลูกติดแม่โอเคไหมงั้นเอาลูกคุยกับแม่หน่อยนะคุยกับแม่จะแม่อยู่นี่ไงลูกเห็นแม่ไหมคะจำไม่ได้จะมัมกินจังเลย
Like the child can only find complete shelter when it is in direct touch with the source, with the parents. If the child, like sometimes in Walmart or someplace, if the child leaves the father's hand or mother's hand, then the child becomes very anxious, she starts to cry, because that connection gives the child total shelter. Same way, all of us, in presence of Krishna, we feel completely sheltered, just like a fish when it is in water. But as soon as a fish is out of water, no matter what you give the fish cannot be happy. Same with all the spiritual beings we are eternally Only when we come in contact with Krishna directly, or when we are in touch with Krishna or Ram, that can only give us truly happiness. All this, no, electricity is, most of it is hydroelectricity. And hydroelectricity, all electricity ultimately come from the solar energy, from the sun. But this is not direct sunlight. Can you get vitamin D from this light? Although this is coming from the sun, you can't, you don't. If you want vitamin D, you have to go in the direct presence of the sun. Only then you will get vitamin D. Same way you cannot tell, no, in relationships, in matters of love, you cannot tell, I'm doing everything for them, I don't need to be there. Love is very personal, and the supreme love with God, that which is the main basis for all love, unless it is experienced, will always be hankering, will always be hungry. And therefore Sita, she is not happy in this Lanka. She is not, no, there are many queens that Ravana brought, and they got tempted, and they compromised and they were staying. But Sita was determined that I will not sell my soul to this mind, to Ravana. I will only wait for my true, shelter, which is Ram. So therefore Hanumanji was sent, because Sita was very eager. And sometimes people think that God has sent us here and he's having a nice time there. He's enjoying, he's having Rasa Leela, he's having all the pastimes, and we are suffering here. Is he not concerned? Yes, he is very much concerned. Therefore, he again and again comes. He sends his messengers like Prabhupada to remind us that come back. Just like Hanumanji was sent to give assurance to Sita that yes, Ram is coming. There was a song during Ayodhya Ram installation. Ram aayenge, right? Meri jhopdi mein. What is that song? Bhag khul jayenge, Ram aayenge. And sometimes, even some of the luxurious houses also, they were singing this song. It was like a mismatch. They were staying in, but still, from Ram's perspective, that is also a jhopdi. Jhopdi ke bhag khul jayenge, Ram aayenge. So Hanumanji went to give that assurance to Sita, that don't give up hope, that Ram, Lord Krishna, is interested if you are interested. And therefore Hanumanji is like that guru who comes to check whether we are ready for Krishna. One of our one South Indian devotee was there. He came and he was introducing himself to Radhanath Maharaj. And he asked him, what is your name? Say, Krishna Reddy. So he asked him, are you ready for Krishna? Another person he came and he said, I was working for Bhilai steel plant and now I'm retired. He said, now you work for taking shelter of Tulsi plant, which will give you more benefit. Steel plant may give or not. So Ram, he gave Hanumanji this service, and also he gave that ring had the name of Ram. And where did Hanumanji carry? Did Hanumanji had pockets like all of you have? No, trousers and jackets. Where did Hanumanji carry the ring? in his mouth, on his tongue, taking the name of Ram on his tongue, he was carrying. Because all these other, of course, we show that he was wearing this, but it said that Hanumanji was carrying. And these two things are the empowerment. If you want to become successful in spiritual life, we have to these two things very nicely. The name of Ram and service to Ram. Sadhana and seva. These two things will empower us to achieve. And any devotee that is having this sincere desire to serve Krishna, serve Ram, and is regularly chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It's like initiation. He has been given the initiation by Ram to Hanumanji to do this service, to go and find Sita. And that's the true purpose of life, to find bhakti which is somewhere lost in our hearts. If we find everything else and we don't find, at the end of life, we don't find love of God, Bhagwan ke prati prem nahi utpanna hua, then everything else, is going to stay here. We cannot carry anything else. There is this nice simple story that is told that once a king was visited by a sadhu, and this king was not that interested in spiritual life. So the sadhu said, I can see your hand and read your future. Are you interested? So everybody is interested in knowing the future. So the sadhu saw the king's hand, and he said, there is a good news and there is a bad news. Which one you want to hear? If you are given option, you want to hear good news or bad news first? How many of you want to hear good news first? Raise your hands. How many of you want to hear bad news first? You are very pessimistic. Huh? Bad news sunne mein interested? Why? Because at the end you will be, when you hear good news, theek hai. So, but the king, he wanted to hear good news. So the king wanted to hear the good news, and the king said that because of your very good pious activities, after death you're going to go to heavenly planets. But the bad news is that in the heavens there's too much rush. बहुत लोग है उधर, crowded. Heaven is crowded. But the good news is that in the heavens you have been given a separate villa, a separate place where you can stay. But the bad news is that in that villa there are a lot of mosquitoes. But the good news is that there is a mosquito net that is available. But the bad news is that there is a hole in the mosquito net. The good news is that there is a thread that is available in the heavens. But the bad news is that there is no needle that is available in the heavens. So when you are about to go to the heavenly planets, you just take one needle with you. So king was very happy. But after a while he started to think that, can I take a needle? So he came back to the king, sadhu, and said, hey, you told me to take a needle, but I am seeing that nobody can take anything. Even the body that I have also have to leave here. And sadhu said, that's why I told you that. Bad news, good news. the sadhu said, that's what I was trying to make a point, that you can't even carry a needle, and till the end of your life, you are trying to build up your empire and not thinking about what about the future. And the sadhu said, I am not telling you to not have an empire, not live a comfortable life, but also think about your future, where you're going. Are you able to transfer any credits there? So therefore, the truest purpose of life is to find the bhakti that is somewhere lost under the subjugation of mind and bringing back and engage that bhakti in Krishna seva, that love. Now love is there, but love is all over the place. And nowadays love is in artificial things which don't even exist. People love Harry Potter, he doesn't exist. People love Hulk, he doesn't exist. People have all these imaginary things which don't exist. Nowadays there are models that are created, beautiful models, they don't exist. And they are the ones who are put on the advertisements. So Hanumanji was given that purpose, and that was his empowerment. And as he was carrying and trying to find Sita, they come to a port, Rameshwaram. So I think Rameshwaram can also be called as Portland. The port where there is a land is called as Portland. So not this Portland, Rameshwaram Portland. How many have been to Rameshwaram? Okay. So when they came there, they were all discouraged because end of land means end of opportunities to search. They cannot swim. And everybody was discouraged. And that time, some people started to say, this whole effort is a time waste. No? Like, in this, Jad bhi gayi, bhook bhi nahi biti. Like, we didn't find Sita and we wasted all our time because they couldn't find food to eat every day. They were fasting some days. So they were all very discouraged and they thought, forget this mission, let us go. We could find some places where there's a lot of food. We'll just stay there. And we'll tell our monkey wives to come here only, and we'll not bothered with any mission. So they wanted to escape from this whole anxiety. And some, they thought, how will we face Lord Ram back again? They said, let's commit suicide here. Let's end our life because we failed. Because the mission has failed means, the task has failed means I have failed. This happens sometimes, If we fail in something, we think we are a failure. And so they wanted to end their life. But then Hanumanji was also down, but he was contemplating. There was a time Jambavan came and he encouraged him that don't you remember all your powers and all the blessings you have, you can do it. You can jump across the ocean and you can find Sita. And in spiritual life and in life in general, we all need encouragement. Empowerment is there. But even in spite of empowerment, we have received the best process, we have received the holy name. But there will be times when we feel hopeless. Any devotee is there that sometimes kabhi milega Krishna prem, when will we achieve that, feelings for Krishna? So we may tend to become hopeless. But we need some mentors, some teachers, some friends who will encourage us. Don't give up. Don't be so restless. In army they say that A soldier has to serve for years before his service is recognized. Sometimes a soldier may feel that today I join and immediately I am awarded. Aaj Bharti, kal Chakravarti. That sometimes, even some, especially those nowadays who are getting into jobs, they think the moment I get into a job, I'll start to make such money that I'll have a house, I will have this and that. Nowadays, because of instant culture, everything is instant. You want your entire assignment to be done, you ask ChatGPT. Instantly, the whole thing is there. You want some code which is not able to solve, you don't understand a code, you put into ChatGPT, it will answer. No need to study any books. So, in this instant culture, you want anything, there is Amazon, next day delivery, or in some places, same day delivery. Uber Eats is there, and what all? No, this is a place, or you want to watch a movie, no need to go to any place. Netflix, Amazon Prime, immediately, instantly, we get gratification. But real things like health cannot come instantly. Health, relationships, career, studies, no knowledge, spiritual growth, all these are a very at times boring tasks. To eat good food sometimes may become boring. To eat pizza, pasta, or things like that. Yes, once in a while it's good, but not like a staple thing. So when we go down in the right path, we need people who will encourage us. And Jambavan had that, no, who was not envying. That, of course, he did tell that at one time I could cross, but now I am old, so I want you to take it up. So that encouragement, when it is given, then the next generation wants to take it up. And Hanumanji, he took that jump, remembering that I'm just like a arrow of Lord Ram, and just like when it is released, then it shoots. And today, mainly we're going to discuss the journey of Hanumanji over Lanka, and he meets 4 obstacles. And from those 4 obstacles, what are those things that we can understand by which in our journey to success, either materially or spiritually, these 4 things often cause our downfall. And Hanumanji, through in his journey, he taught us to develop these 4 qualities. So when he took the jump, encouraged. So therefore, it is said, a leader is not about power. A leader is about empowering others. A leader is not about just himself being courageous. A leader is about giving encouragement to others to take it up further. So therefore, those who make others better than them, they are truly leaders. Jambavan, how many temples of Jambavan are there? Hardly any. But he was not looking for name and sake or not, or when he meets Krishna in Treta Yuga, in Dwapar Yuga, he is not morose. No, मैंने encourage किया और मेरा नाम ही नहीं है कहीं पे. It is just there, no, in the story, but in popular notions, and Jambavan is not that famous, but he did it selflessly to encourage, and that's a task sometimes. Somebody else may do better than you, but it is our duty to not let somebody, if he's feeling morose. It is said that, in crow society, among crows, how many of you seen crows? Kawa. Here, Portland? Yes. Oh, there are crows here. I have not seen yet. So in crow society, if some crow is hurt, then all the other crows come and hurt that crow even more, because they become insecure that because of this crow, no, we will also get hurt. He has got some disease, or there is some hunter who is looking, and if he is alive, he continues to call out, then we'll also at risk. And he is attacked by all the crows, and he is ultimately killed. And sometimes human society becomes like that, you know. If somebody is down, somebody does the mistake, everybody starts to talk about that mistake. Pata hai isne kya kiya? Pata hai isne kya kiya? And that person, like in Prabhupada's time, there was one sannyasi who did some mistake, and then everybody was talking about it. And then Prabhupada said that if you talk about this mistake and oh, how bad it is, how will that person come back? You have made the entire environment so against him. वो कैसे आएगा? How will he come? But no, if you deal with the problem in a proper way, rather than making it gossip becomes, if somebody does something negative, everybody starts to talk about it. But that kind of thing is like crow mentality. As soon as somebody has trouble, then other crows start to make it even more trouble. But in dolphin society, when some dolphin is sick or is hurt, then all the dolphins surround the dolphin so that it is healed properly. So devotees association should be like dolphins, not like crows. And even now, those societies, those samaj, where people behave, where they help each other, they are very prosperous. Marwadis, no, they have a interdependent helping. No, anybody is in their community, they help. Gujaratis, any Gujaratis? So they know if there is somebody is from their community, then they tend to help. Of course, that is just locality based or language based, but this trying to encourage others in their down times, not to even pull them down. Say some boy gets some low marks, less marks, or he has failed. Everybody starts to make fun of him. What will happen? He'll feel even low. So encouraged by this, Hanumanji takes this plunge. And as he's going with great determination to find Sita, suddenly this one golden mountain comes up on the way. And it offers obeisances to pranam to Hanumanji. And she says, I am the daughter of Brahma. My name is Mainaka mountain. And there are a lot of pleasurable items on this. It's not just golden mountain, there's a lot of. You must be not tired from this taking this jump. It was 100 yojanas. So a long jump. So you must be tired. Why don't you rest for a while and then you can go ahead. When we are taking a flight from say Portland to say India, it's a long flight. And sometimes you wish like a train station, you can sometimes get down and stretch your things and you can come back, but you can't. You have to just sit there in that small little cubicle. So Hanumanji was offered by Mainak, please accept this satkar, this reception, and then after a while you can go. And Hanumanji, it said that he only touched the mountain and then he left. And he said that there is no time for having a rest now because I am on a mission. And he, at the same time, he didn't uh, chastise or he didn't neglect Mainaka's request. Mainaka requested, please take my satkar. So he just put a step on Mainaka and then he used that step as a to increase his speed further. Because many think Hanumanji flew to Lanka. Hanumanji didn't flew to Lanka, he jumped to Lanka. So when he was jumping to Lanka, this became second place to even gather more speed. So many times this disease or this habit of being lazy, complacent, that the moment you get nice facilities, you tend to become complacent. You tend to become lazy. I know some students, the parents make all types of arrangements for them to study. Total, they'll send out a message to all their relatives, at least in India. My child's exam is there next month. For 1 month, no relatives allowed in the house. So the child will study completely, and they'll put AC, they'll bring all types of books for him to study. But in spite of all that facility to study, he doesn't, he cannot perform, either because of his intellectual limitation or just because the facility is there. If it is too hot, we put on AC because we're comfortable. But sometimes that comfort leads to us to fall asleep. Chowpatty temple, Bombay, because it was to get so humid and hot, we installed air conditioner all over the temple. So with the air conditioner, it's very comfortable. But in that comfortable situation, it is more easy to sleep than to hear the class. So at times, facilities, comforts that God gives us, instead of becoming a booster, it becomes a blockage. That God gave us all this not to become complacent, now that all this is there, let me settle down. God has given us facilities to use it further. Prabhupada gives this example that if somebody becomes an IAS officer in India, what do you call it, IAS here? Like a mayor? Mayor is an equivalent word for a collector. So somebody becomes like a mayor. He's given a bungalow, he's given a car, he's given a driver and housekeepers. So because he has a nice house, he continues to stay in the house. What will happen? He'll be removed from the post. He has been given that facility because he has greater responsibility. Therefore, it said, with greater facility comes greater responsibility. The more you have, the more responsible God puts on us. That if something is given, it's not for you. It's to share to others. So Hanumanji obviously was not overcome by this uh, virus of complacency which Mainaka represents. And at times, because of good things, people tend to go away from bhakti. Because but there was one boy, when he was not getting a job. So he was very desperate. He was told, Prabhuji, my mind is very restless because I'm not able to find a job. So once I find a comfortable job, then I will nicely chant Hare Krishna. You all know the story of Kailash? How many of you know the story of Kailash? Only few. Should I tell? So Narada Muni, he once came, and there was a student who was going for his exams. You all know Narada Muni, one of the great saints of the universe. So So he met this boy called as Kailash, and he was running to the college to give his exams. So Narada Muni said, "Can you spend some time to chant with me? We'll do some such class together on Gita, on Bhagavad." Said, "I'm already loaded with studies. You're telling me to study more, one more book. I don't have time. Once my exams are done, I'll be free. Then I'll come for your satsang. I'll chant Hare Krishna." So Narad Muni came after he graduated. That time he was running for jobs. So that time when Narad Muni asked, "Can you chant Hare Krishna now?" So he said, "Now I have to know. I'm applying for so many jobs, and especially if you are in US, you have a very limited time before you can find the job." So he said, "Now I am very much tense because I need to prepare to be the best in job. Once I get the job, I'll be peaceful, then I'll chant Hare Krishna." So when he got the job, again Narad Muni went to him. "Can you now chant Hare Krishna?" He said, "This job is nice, but there's so much pressure in the job. The boss is not letting me leave. No, he's giving deadline after deadline. I think once I get to a senior position, I'll have time. Then I'll chant Hare Krishna." So when he got to a senior position, when he went, Narada Muni, "Arey, my family is after me to marry, and I am very confused. Huh? Nowadays, people are confused whether to marry or not. Whom to marry is different thing. So I'm very, tense because who will be my life partner, this and that. Once I'm married, I'll have time, I'll chant Hare Krishna." So he came after marriage, and then he said, "Now my wife is not very happy with the house that I am staying. I'm looking for another house because now the house is small. So looking for a house is not easy. So please, once I get to a big house, my wife will be happy. She'll allow me to chant Hare Krishna. I'll chant them." So then he again came. By then he had children, and managing children said, "It's not Narad Muni, definitely not now. Maybe once they go to school, I'll have time. I'll chant Hare Krishna then." So like this, he kept on postponing. And one day when he came, Narada Muni was grand old man, Kailash. Said, "Now you have done all your duties, your children are married. Can you chant Hare Krishna now? My children are not taking care of my property nicely. They are not doing the business well. They are not. My business will collapse. So I'm very worried. No, house is not being repaired properly. There is leakage there. There is leakage here. The plumber is not coming. This is not happening, and they are not. They are so neglectful that I am only doing everything. So once I know I fixed all this, then I'll chant Hare Krishna." So Narada Muni, he came again. By then there was only photo of Kailash. Kailash was gone. But a dog was coming close to him. And the dog was saying, Narada Muni could understand. The dog was saying, "Narada Muni, do you remember? I am Kailash, I am Kailash. Whoa, whoa, whoa." And Narada Muni said, "What happened to you? How did you come in dog form?" "I don't know, I died, and because my children were not taking care of this house properly, and there are some thieves that are trying to attack. I'm trying to guard my house. So I am very, night I am tense, daytime I am tense to take care of my house." Prabhupada once he was going somewhere in America, I think in California, and he saw that there was a tree that was leaning towards a house. And Prabhupada said that this tree, This tree is the original owner of the house. Last life, he was the owner and he put so much money to construct this house that he's so attached that he is born as a tree now. And he can't even enter his own house. So through his branches, he's trying to enter his house. So the dog, Kailash, was still attached. Oh, my big children are not taking care. The next time he came, dog was also gone. Dog also died. Then he became, Kailash became a serpent. And still, so when Narad Muni came, again the serpent came. Narad Muni, do you remember I am Kailash? Say, what happened? Say, my farm, all that, there are so many rats that are infesting and eating all the crops. I didn't realize. So when I was born as a serpent, then I'm seeing all these rats. So I'm trying to shoo off all these rats. And so much, anxiety. How many rats can I shoo off? So Narada said, can you now chant Hare Krishna? Oh, and now I have to shoo off the rats. If I'm chanting, then who will take care of the farm? That time Narada was fed up. So he called his children. He went into the house and he said, do you know in your farm there is a snake? And your children may get bit by that snake? Immediately, as soon as the children got to know that there is a farm in the snake, they took lathis, they took sticks, and they ran into the farm. And they found that snake was their own father, and they started to beat that snake. And when they were beating that snake, that time Kailash got the epiphany, the moment that my own children are beating me up after doing all this for 3 lives. That time he said, Narad Muni, now I am ready to chant Hare Krishna. Please save me now. So Prabhupada tells this story that we keep on postponing because life's anxieties, they think spirituality is for some other time. Serving Krishna is for some other time. So if you get facilities, we become lazy. If you don't get facilities, then we become crazy after getting more and more. Now we only have 1 room, we need 2 rooms. When we have 2 rooms, we need 3 rooms. Then we need a blah 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 blah. It keeps on going. So Hanumanji, he used that facility, but to improve his service. So therefore, bhakti is not about not having facilities, but don't get owned by your possessions. Own your possessions. Don't get owned by your possessions. And next, when Hanumanji was going, he saw that there was a huge snake dragon that said, I have a benediction that nobody can pass me without going through the toll. The toll is my mouth. They have to enter my mouth, and if they can escape my mouth, then they can go through. So Hanumanji became big. So the Surasa, this demon, she also made her mouth bigger. Hanumanji is a Siddha Purush, so he became even bigger. And again, the Surasa's mouth even became even bigger. Like that, the competition went on, went on. It said it almost covered till the higher planets. And Hanumanji was also that big. And suddenly, instantly, it said Hanumanji became the size of a fly. And he went inside, did the whole pradakshina, he went till the stomach, he came out, and he came out and said, I came out toll free without paying any tax. And Surasa didn't even know, before she closed her mouth, Hanumanji was out. And this demon represents competition. Sometimes we get distracted because we want to prove to someone that I'm better than you. I was telling in a recent class that most of the things that we do in life is to prove that I am respectable to a certain section of society, that my izzat ke layak hu. And because everybody has a bench bar that, oh, my family is respectable if if they are studying this or they live in this country or this and this. And when you get there, then something else become respectable. In this way, you keep on competing. And Hanumanji, he was humble enough to know that when to stop that competition. And he was not competing to prove, but he was competing so that he could intelligently. So one has to have a strategy. Yes, one can, competition is not bad, but if it is because of envy, because to prove something, then you may get stuck in that endless loop. But Hanumanji became small and then he escaped the demon called as Surasa. Then the next demon that came was not a physical demon. He didn't see anyone, but he was not able to get ahead. It was as if he was being no stuck in a tornado or something. He was not just able to go ahead. And this demon had a unique benediction that she could stop someone by holding their shadow. I used to do this in childhood, which never functioned. I used to go and stomp on someone's shadow, or try to stop my mother if she is going ahead by putting my hand on my leg on the shadow. Have you ever done that? But doesn't happen. But Simika had that boon, that with shadow you can catch someone. And Hanumanji, when he saw down, he saw that this demon was not catching me. She was catching my shadow, and therefore I'm not able to go. And then he comes and he kills her. And this demon is said to present criticism. But sometimes, if we catch onto the bad qualities or the shadow of someone and try to pull them down. One is competition, we try to grow. Another is because we are not able to grow, we don't let others grow. We find faults in devotees or in or family members, or if there is a marriage going, the most biggest gathering in a marriage happens when somebody is discussing what all bad happened in the marriage. क्या क्या गड़बड़ हुआ, that there lot of interest will be there. People naturally want to feel better by knowing their son is good, but he has this bad quality, or this is what is happening. So they say only two people, this is valid in India, I don't know how much only two people know about me fully. One is God, another is my neighbor. They tend to know everything. So Simika is criticism, that we become critical. And the last is when Hanumanji landed, he was not being allowed to go into Lanka by the fortress lady called as Lankini. And this Lankini was thinking, this is my place, how can someone enter? So this clouded ego thinking that no, this belongs to me, and therefore how can I allow this girl serving Krishna? And it said Hanumanji, he just gave a punch to Lankini and she came to her senses. Sometimes, our teacher or someone has to punch our ego or puncture our ego to understand that, yes, I was bloating that this is all mine, but it has been given to me. If it can be offered intelligently for serving, then I should use this for Krishna's service. So there is this verse that Valmiki writes, let's recite that. Yasvetani chatvari Vanarendraya tatava Dhritir drishtir matir dhakshyam Sakarmasu nasidati. So Valmiki says that if anyone develops these four qualities, one will never fail in any task and will achieve success in their material or spiritual goals. And what are those four qualities? Dhritir. Dhritir means determination. That oh, because I ate too much today, I can't chant Hare Krishna. Or I'm too tired, I can't chant Hare Krishna. Complacency. And Drishtir. Drishtir is vision. I'm not come here to compete with X or Y and prove to them. My vision is to achieve that goal, to go to Sita. That is Drishtir. And Matir is intelligence. The way he used for Simhika. And Daksham is great expertise. So one develops these four qualities of courage, vision, intellect, and skill, and then he can achieve all success. So today we discuss two things that we get from devotees is encouragement. We need to be in the association of devotees because we will feel at times low, and the Lord empowers us. The way we can is through through sadhana and seva. No, doing some service that which we can do either from our home or going to the temple or no, conducting such bhakti rikshas. And by devotees we can feel encouraged. And these are the four qualities that these four no obstacles represent. So if we able to know have these four in place, that avoid these four and ensure that we are constantly serving Krishna properly, especially by chanting the holy names Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. And we bring out that no bhakti in us, then one day we will be with Krishna, we will be with Ram, embracing us. And just like that video which I showed, once we are in touch with Krishna or Ram, then we are so satisfied because that is the true need that we are looking for. Reconnection to our source. So I'll stop here. Any questions on what we discussed? So hope this is a good meditation for Dashara tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow also there's another program. So there I'll discuss another episode from Ramayana because this nice time. So these 3 days in Portland, although some of these things are also in the book Gita Sutras, but herein I thought because Dashara time, I'll add in something from the Ramayana also. And about the book Gita Sutras, is there a book here? So this is a COVID product. In COVID, I had enough time to go through all the commentaries, and I was always having difficulty to have a full grasp on the Gita. Conclusion was clear, many of the verses were clear, but the why Krishna is speaking all this, so many 700 shlokas. So, and especially in my travels, I meet a lot of youngsters or Americans who can't understand Sanskrit or have difficulty. So for them, I try to simplify it and make it more visually appealing. Like each chapter is a theme. Third chapter is a stock exchange model in which I explain third chapter of the Gita. Sixth chapter is a thought factory, how the mind is like a factory, how we need to properly ensure the factory works well and doesn't go on an overdrive, overthinking. Eighth chapter is the escape story, the great escape. So in this way, each chapter is a visually explained chapter, at the same time following the theme. So if any of you are interested to understand Gita or help your family, friends, or your children understand Gita, it's a nice tool. Many groups in New York, many places, we had to get from India. I brought around 100 books from US, but they all got over. So now these copies are freshly from India that we got. So if any of you interested, please do take a look or buy a copy. Okay? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, thank you for the class. This concept of like moving the goalpost, which we have in this concept of moving the goalpost, it's true, right? Whenever you reach somewhere, very quickly you'll move to other things. So I'm just curious, is it an inherent part of Jivatma? Is it like a material conditioning we are made like that, or is it just like most of the humans are like that? What's your take on that?
Thank you. In Gita, Krishna and Acharyas explained, mind is looking for an end goal. The end goal of life is happiness. And just like when I was coming to Portland, there were so many ads that said, if you have to have a life, you have to have a MX card. Don't live life without MX card, because MX card this and all the ads, any ad that you see will show a very happy face. There was an ad they were showing about this breast cancer. Even in that, it was all happy people. So that innate tendency in us is Satchidananda, ultimately Ananda. And that Ananda is not in things, it is in relationship with God. Until we get there, everything is, it is said in the Bhagavatam first verse, Janmadasya yato anveda chardesh abhignaswara tene brahma hridaya adikavaye muyyanti yasura tejo vari mridam yata vinimayo. This example is given where there is no water in this world, it appears to be there is water. In a mirage, in a desert, there is no water, but appears to be water. Sometimes even on a road, black road, at far, because of the sun's rays, it will appear it was all pani udar. But there is no water there. And sometimes, the deer or the camel in hunger, in thirst, it's running for that water, that mirage, that water. But when it gets there, all it is there is just hot sand. Then it sees the water is somewhere else. So the thirst that we have is real. But the place we are looking is in the material things. So we are searching for the right thing in wrong place, in wrong things. So the Gita explains, but once you connect to Krishna, once you experience that, Ramante Yogino Anante. Krishna, Ram, the name Ram means reservoir of all pleasure. There is a type of whiskey also that's called as rum. So that same is Ramante Yogino Anante. If somebody wants to be unlimitedly intoxicated, unlimitedly happy, then he has to take to Ram, Satyananda Chidatma, because he's filled, he's the source. So happiness we are looking is not in things, is in relationships and ultimately relationship with God. Till then, we'll all be beating around the bush, thinking यहाँ पे है इसको खुश करने में मैं खुश हो जाऊंगा, इसको नहीं. Yasmin tushte jagat tushte. If you please Krishna, everyone is pleased. Mahabharata story. Draupadi gave one grain of rice to Krishna. Durvasa Muni and his 60,000 disciples were full to their belly. So that's Yasmin Vignate Sarvam Evam Vignati. Once you know Krishna, everything else that is known is known. So endeavor for that along with your other aspects. Else it will be Shrama Evai Kevalam. We don't want any of you to be like Kailash. And that's why Prabhupada gave us this process. And I thank devotees here that are putting efforts to share this Krishna consciousness here in Portland. Hare Krishna. We'll have some kirtan now. Short kirtan, 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Hello? Yeah, I'll just have kirtan.
Can I sing one paragraph?
Yes.
Everybody can tell after me. Adaram maduram
Adaram maduram
vadanam maduram
vadanam maduram
nayanam maduram
nayanam
hasitam maduram hridayam maduram gamanam maduram madhuradipade achilam maduram
Madhuradipate Akilam
gopa madura
Gopa Madhura
gavo madura
Navo
yashtir madura
Krishna Madhura
srishti madura
Krishna Madhura
dalitam maduram
Dalitam Madhuram
falitam maduram
Phalitam Madhuram
madhuradipade akilam maduram
Madhuradipate
madhuradipade akilam maduram
Madhuradipate Akilam
Dhanyavad.
Thank you. How Krishna is filled with sweetness. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. सभी गाइए, प्लीज सिंग एवरीवन. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna,
Thank you very much, Braj Mohan prabhu, for giving a wisdom through Ramayana, how to succeed in one's life, not only materially, also spiritually. So particularly the 4 points, thoroughly follow the verse, as well as we mentioned, some of the negatives, how to overcome or transfer them into positives instead of still achieve the success. Thank you all for all your presence today, this evening here. Let's welcome Prabhuji once again, saying lovely Hari Bo.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for coming to Portland, giving a wonderful Krishna Katha and enlightening our Portland devotees. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for coming. Will Saru Prasadam please form lines and be seated? Will Saru Prasadam.
Yes, please. The grand finale is always Prasadam.
As Prabhu mentioned, we have a Gita Sutras book. Please take a look at it. You may inspire and like it. So, and also tomorrow there's a program at 11:30 in Battleground. Madhavari Prabhu and family welcome everybody. So please plan to attend that tomorrow.
What is the name of the place? Battleground. Huh? Tomorrow class will be in Kurukshetra. No, in